Welcome back to another Boomer Bust editorial. I'm your host, Terry. Today, talking about some of the NFL coaching hires. Now, I'm going to preface this right off the top. I'm not hating, because this is going to sound kind of like I'm hating. I'm not hating on any of these individual coaches. I am not saying that none of them can do great things or go on to win. I'm simply using this situation to point out a larger concept of hypocrisy in the NFL. So number one, saying that. Number two, I know a lot of people want to talk about Vic Fangio. He is part of the coaches that got hired, so I'll talk about him, but this isn't really a Bears Vic Fangio thing. This is just more of a editorial. So now that that's out of the way, I would suggest you listen to my previous editorial about NFL coaches before listening to this, because they tie in. But basically, what I was talking about was kind of the way they're treating NFL coaches now, how the disrespect of firing them mid-season, and how that didn't happen before, and how they firing them before the end of the season, or not even waiting to Black Monday to fire them, all these types of different things, and how it's trying to look more like the NBA, which is annoying. But then within that, another point I should say is that while everyone's out here quick to fire somebody just to say, look, that's not up to our standards, or, hey, look, fans, we fired them, we're doing something different. Like, the new is always cool. The new is always good. Instead of what you already got. Everybody wants the unknown, not the known. And so my point to it though was, well, who are you going to get? I'm like, for all this hoopla about firing a coach and this coach not doing this and that, who is it that you're going to get? And I said that the only people you're really going to get is the next person to be fired. Now, of course, there's coaches that are going to do well. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying every single hire, there's press conferences, there's ESPN, there's Fox, everybody analyzing it. Oh, these are such good reasons. And yes, this is a perfect hire. You know how many times you hear that? This is a perfect hire. And then guess what? Next off season, that's going to be the one getting fired. So my point being is that it's just kind of a sleight of hand. Rarely is it intentional, because I respect the teams that more so be like, hey, look, there's no magic bullet out there. There's no real perfect fit right now. So why fire somebody just for change's sake? Let's stick about, give them a little time. If they haven't had a lot of time. Like Marvin Lewis, okay, time to go. But other than that, give these people time to build a culture. Unless they're completely inept and incompetent, which again would beg the question, let's talk about the person that hired them. But anyway, other than that, give them some time. So I always respect that more than like, let's fire him and just get someone new. Because as I was saying, who is this new person you're getting? So now we kind of got those answers. So let's just pull up this list and kind of go down our new hires. Let's start, and this is not intentional. The list is in this order, I guess, in which they signed. Green Bay Packers got Matt Lafleur. Now, why is Matt Lafleur, somebody that most people don't know, the head coach now of the Green Bay Packers? Number one, the cool new trend is the young, hip, offensive-minded head coach. And I love my Bears, and I don't want to do this, but I got to use us because we are the example this year. As much as I like Nagy and think he is a good hire, we are the 24th scoring offense in the league, just saying. So anyway, that's the cool thing. Even if the offense isn't great, it's cool that, you know, he thinks about offense. So Matt Lafleur was with the Rams, and that's the only reason people care, is because he was with McVay as the OC when the Rams got hot. And now, if you know McVay, you know he has a lot to do with the offense, especially in the setup where Wade Phillips, as D coordinator, does all the defense. So, not saying that Lafleur didn't do anything. I'm just saying that's part of the context. So then he goes to Tennessee, presumably to make his own shine, you know, resurrect Mariota and really get a name for himself. But that didn't quite happen. They didn't have a good offensive year. And yet he's the Packers coach. Again, he could be great. Who knows? But this is what we got rid of Mike McCarthy mid-season for. We just had to get him out of there in the middle of the season just so we could get Matt Lafleur. And if I recall, I believe the Titans were in a win and in situation the last week of the season. So to act like you was talking to Lafleur, which you can't do anyway, but even to suggest he had time to talk to you is not true. He was busy. And had they went to the playoffs, he would have been even more busy. So you telling me Matt Lafleur was the guy. He was the one that we just had to get Mike McCarthy out to get a guy who was part of a great turnaround for 1 year with another coach that was a part of that success, left to prove his own and didn't do much. Now, again, he might be great. I'm just saying what the facts are. So, okay, Matt Lafleur, he's young. He's in shape. He's an offensive coordinator. Cool. Now we go to Arizona Cardinals. We get Cliff Kingsbury, former Texas Tech head coach. So now we go to, well, this isn't exactly the Philadelphia route. Philadelphia got rid of a long-standing successful coach. The Cardinals just got rid of a guy they hired last year. So there's that. But still, you went and got the college guy and, brought him in as the head coach. Okay, fine. Now, we know that some people have successfully transitioned from college. We know that, a lot of people don't successfully transition from college. You got, again, as I mentioned with Philly, Chip Kelly, wasn't winning championships, but one of the more winning teams in the, NCAA at the time. And so he got the attractive offer after being kind of a guru. Cool. Okay, cool. Maybe a Nick Saban. People would love to see him come over. People that have been powerhouses. You get Cliff Kingsbury, who just got fired from his head coaching position in college. He got fired for not being able to lead college students at the level that the university wanted. Now, I don't watch college football. I don't follow these people. I darn sure don't follow Texas Tech. So I don't know the circumstances. But what I know is what's laid out in front of me. Either way you flip it. You had to fire Steve Wilkes after 1 year. It was just so bad. So you could go get another coach that was fired from their school or from their team that happens to be in the NCAA, not in NFL. So now you had to go get this college coach to lead your team of grown men. Interesting. Now Texas Tech, to spread it out, air raid type system or the history of it. And, possibly trying to bring those components with Josh Rosen, who 100% is not suited for that type of system, but whatever. Possibly trying to get him on the right track in the future. That's probably the spin on it. But really, Steve Wilkes couldn't get one year, more than 1 year, cause you had to go get this college coach. And on top of that, what is he expecting? Now, I guess the thing is he just got fired. So he's like, hell yeah, I'll take that NFL job. But if you're a serious candidate, what are you expecting going into Arizona that just fired their coach after less than a full season? I'm not exactly sure, I would be so comfortable or excited to go there. So this is the big hire. This is the big splash they needed. Bruce Arians to Tampa Bay. Now, Bruce Arians left Arizona with my air quotes because of health reasons. And I'm not going to speculate to how that is. All I can see is what's written on the wall. You left the job, to retire, quote unquote, and then you back within less than 3 years. So, what does that say? And so he's there with Tampa. Now Tampa, they, were in such a rush to get Dirk Cutter, it's Dirk Cutter, the job, that they fired their head coach even after doing a somewhat decent job and kept a coach or promoted a coach that was on the same staff because we wanted an offensive minded coach to help Jameis Winston. We really wanted that, Dirk Cutter. And I remember all the conversations. Oh yeah, Dirk Cutter does this and the way he does this and draws this up. See, that's perfect for Jameis Winston. That's really going to unlock his potential. Yeah. Okay. Fired. Now he got some time, but fired. And now we got Bruce Arians, who, unfortunately my Bears one of them, but a few other teams passed up back then. He did well with the Cardinals and then they kind of sputtered. And then he, quote unquote, retired. And now he's back. He's a hot candidate. Oh yeah, let's get that Bruce Arians guy. On his way out of Arizona, he was amazing. Let's bring him in here. Okay. Interesting. And now we go to Freddie Kitchens. Now this was the one hire that I'm okay with because look, again, if you gonna blame, one person on the staff and fire the, whole staff or whatever, okay, I can understand that. Fire the GM too, by the way. But if you are saying that, okay, maybe it wasn't the entire staff or the entire system, maybe it was just this didn't fit here, so we're going to kind of stick with what we got because we like what was going on. Now, hiring within the staff, again, a little weird because, as I said, you had Dirk Cutter where he got the job from within his own staff and somehow people thought they were going to magically be world beaters. If your head coach is not good enough to stay, then what makes you think keeping his staff around or hiring within his staff is the right move? I don't know, but to me, it's better than trying to go out there and just get a new name just to get a new name. Because the fact is, Hugh Jackson left a long time ago. So it's not like, they just fired him after the end of the season and was like, okay, everybody get out. Let's, start fresh. You know what I mean? So it wasn't that situation. This team was together for most of the season, without Hugh. So I could kind of understand that, not trying to just do something sparkly to do something sparkly, but just keeping it within house. I'm actually okay with that. Adam Gase. Why does that name sound familiar? Because he just got fired from the Dolphins. And the Jets said, you know what? Todd Bowles is not working. You're not good enough to be our head coach. You know who is good enough to go? The guy in our division that just got fired from his team. Now, that's an exciting candidate. And it's funny because the Gase got hired before the Dolphins even hired a new coach. And so there's that, which is funny. But he's in the same division, which of course is funny as well. But to me, it's just like, again, who are we rushing to fire and blame these coaches to go get? You're just going to get the same people. It is a rotation of the same type of coaches. And sometimes it is the same coaches. Adam Gase, young, innovative. Ooh, look what he did with Jay Cutler. We got to get him in Miami. That's not really working out. Fired. Oh, Jets. We like that though. We still think he's hot and cool. Let's get Adam Gase. He just got fired. We don't care. Bring him on. And again, he could be great in New York. I'm just saying. And then lastly, had to go to last for this. Vic Fangio left the Bears to go be with the Broncos. I see a lot. You know what? I see a lot of reaction, and I think most of it is ridiculous because here's the facts. The fact is the man wanted to be the Bears head coach, didn't get that opportunity, and still stayed with a team that said, nah, you're not good enough to lead our team. Stayed with the team and then proceeded to put together a unit on Sundays that carried the team. And he dropped the mic and left. Okay, I ain't got no problem with that. He's a coach. The coaches, well, I wouldn't say all coaches, but a lot of coaches want to compete at the highest level. They want to be in the NFL and they want to be the head coach. They want to do things their way. Just like everybody. Everybody wants to, not everybody again. Most people want to be a boss. They want to run it their way. Do I think Fangio's cut out to be a head coach? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I really don't. But to blame him for taking it, I think is ridiculous. The man earned the right to get his name out there many times, and he finally landed something that he likes. So I can't really blame him for that. Now, for the people saying he's a traitor and stuff, you sound crazy. Was he a traitor on San Francisco? Was he a traitor on any team he's been coaching in his 10 plus years of coaching in the NFL? No, you sound crazy. It's a business, man. You go where the check's at. He built up the unit and now he's getting paid for it. So I'm not mad about that. The other thing is I see a lot of people talking about the Bears defense probably gonna fall off or won't be as good. I don't know if that's so ridiculous. I don't know if we fall off. Like, if you mean we just aren't at the same level, yeah, very possible. But to think we're going to skydive off, I don't think so. Cause coaching, as you know, I'm a coach. I love coaches. Coaching goes, a good amount of the way, but the other amount is talent, and we got talent. So the only thing that you can really pray for is that we have the same attitude. And that has been instilled in some of our players. I don't know. A lot of them are young. Roquan's young and impressionable. And the vets that we have are the hungry type. So, I don't worry about Mac. I don't worry about Hicks. I don't worry about, Fuller or Trevathan. But, the younger guys that got that nice impression from Vic Fangio and from being a part of a successful defense, will they embody that or will they just go as the coach goes? Or, will it just die? That's the real question, because the X and O's, again, they go so far. Luckily, hopefully we could get a guy as good at X and O's as Fangio. Maybe not. But even if we do, if the hunger's not there, that's gonna be it's gonna be a different type of unit. So there's that. I won't call you ridiculous for saying we might not be the same, but I will say it's ridiculous to say we're gonna fall off a cliff. So I'm not gonna say that. Yeah, I mean, and yeah, I wish him the best, man. I seen some people like, whoa, you want him to do good? Yes. Why not? I mean, yes, we want our team to win, but come on, it's not that serious. Yes. He not in our freaking division. He ain't at the Packers. Like, let him go to Denver. Hope he does well. We'll see, what comes of it. But anyway, to wrap it all up, just to my point, and there's still, a handful of different positions to be filled. So we'll see a couple more names, coming down the pike. But even if you look at the candidates, if you look at the people that are hired so far, it's the same people, man. And so I don't understand, all the way I understand the way the NFL tries to promote it because they just want fans to be distracted. But I don't know. I think the NFL could do better. It's all the rules, man. You just sitting here. Yeah, we got to fire this coach right now. We know he's got to go right now. Week 7. We got to go because we got to get that college offensive coordinator. So whatever. Anyway, go to the comment section. Let me know what you think. Thumbs up, subscribe, and thank you for listening.